Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy week 12, my friends and fam. We are here at it again with another great episode today, diving into, we're in week 12. So, it's starting to get into the nitty gritty of, these teams that are battling for playoff spots. Hopefully we'll, drop some good gems on betting and obviously some good fantasy gems as well for you guys. What's up, my guy?
How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It is a gloomy Sunday, but we are here back at it doing our favorite thing on talking some sports, some football. And yeah, it's
That's about the best
holiday
thing.
holiday weekend, coming or holiday week I should say coming up with Thanksgiving coming up next week. Um yeah, I mean it's
Speaking of, I'm just thankful for you, brother.
hell yeah, man.
Thankful for you. Thankful for everyone. And like we always say, we truly enjoy doing this. Like it's not something we have to do. We get to do it.
Hmm.
That's the way I try to view it. And so no,
Thankful for our barber too. He took
yeah,
care of you,
he
man.
diced
He
me
got that
up,
fade in there.
got me right for the
Hey.
holidays. So
Shout out Max.
yep, you the man. But yeah, no, definitely super thankful uh, for us, what we're doing, and
Yeah,
just
man.
life in general. I
Yep.
mean, we're both blessed, very blessed.
Yeah, this is something that we love doing, like Dag said. This isn't something that we don't have like crazy sponsorships, even though we are trying to Surfside, if you want to sponsor us. We don't have any crazy sponsorships or anything like that, but what we do is, we just love just putting this stuff out there. It brings a little bit of fun into our lives. I'm a creative type of person. My guy over here, he has a lot of knowledge when it comes to sports. I would love one day if there's like a sports show and him going on there to be like, all right, name the last first round draft picks for the last 30 years. I'm pretty sure this man can go ahead and do his research and remember every single pick. But we are back at it again with week 12. So without further ado,
We do best.
cheers, buddy. It's been a while since we had like the crop top versus like
Yeah,
the slide back with the big boys that they were having. I love the big boys, but crack top definitely brings it back to like the
OG
OG days.
beginnings. I
Yeah,
know,
cracking a cold one. So,
absolutely.
so yeah, we're we got a lot, like I said, that we're gonna dive into. Me myself, I have a lot that I want to dive into today with the Eagles. So we're gonna dive into our team corners right now. And I'm gonna start off just because I texted Degs earlier this week. I've been on 10 when it comes to just listening to the media, talking about the Eagles. So, another lackluster win for the Eagles last week, but at the end of the day, it's a dub. And against a very, very reputable team that is going to be in the playoffs. Um, the Lions are not no slouches. I mean, they're just a team that you have to respect every single time, and you're just like always wondering, okay, how are they going to kill us in this game, right? And there was a play that I saw where they had their receivers motion, and you just see Jamison Williams in the middle of his motion when they yell hike, coming across the field, has that catch, and goes in for the touchdown. I've never seen somebody run so fast in my life. Like it was insane. So I have a lot of respect for the Lions, but like I said, at the end of the day, it was a W. So we love it. We did lose Lane Johnson for the remainder of the NFL season, until the playoffs, of course. And it might be best, honestly, to do the same for Cam Jurgens. Cam Jurgens also has a little bit of a knee injury, and it looks like they're suiting him up again for this week. Cam played a little bit last week, was taken out again. So I just think, at this rate, it's probably best to rest, Cam and let him get healthy before the playoffs. Eagles have been playing well with Fred Johnson as well. With him filling in for Lane Johnson. Um, he's been able to hold up his own. Now it is something that we're going to have to keep our eye on with Lane Johnson out. But going back to the commentary around the Eagles is every single week. I think the fingers are constantly being pointed at. Oh, Jalen. Oh, AJ. Oh, say, like it's every single player, but the criticism is never getting put towards KP.
Mm-hmm.
And what is really pissing me off is that whenever there is criticism towards KP, you have Nick Sirianni that's coming to his defense, or you have the players that are coming to his defense. I'm about sick and tired of it. I think everybody can see it. They're looking at this. There's this team. They're watching these games. They see that this team is not the same team that they were last year. And if you want to go ahead and say, oh, before the bye week that we saw a glimpse of, a glimmer of hope. Yes, that was a glimmer of freaking hope. Why haven't we gotten back to that? Like, it's not rocket science with this type of shit. Like, when it comes to Kevin Patullo and how he's calling this offense, and I've said it ever since we started this whole the season. It should not be that hard for you to go ahead and step in based off of you being with the team over the last several years and see what's been working, and you still can't go ahead and figure out to put a play call together that will, one, be respectable, because people are calling this offense a ninth grade offense. He was the freaking pass game coordinator. And you can't call plays? You can't design plays? Then there's an issue. And I'm going to get to the point where I'm going to look at Nick Sirianni and I'm going to be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. It comes to a point that he has to step in, because if you constantly are going to you're going to come to the defense of your offensive coordinator, and you're going to sit there and say, oh, well, we're trying to go ahead and find our identity. We're going to find our identity. It's week fucking 12.
Yeah, identity has to be set. You got to know
you
who you
can't
are.
Sit here and be like, when are we going to find our identity? Go into the last freaking week of the season and expect, oh, we're going to go into the playoffs still trying to find our identity, and we're going to go ahead and have high hopes to win the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, no. The only part of this team right now that I have like high hopes about is the defense. The defense, in my opinion, is probably top 3 in the league. Top 3 in the league. They're getting to the quarterback, which is promoting turnovers. The secondary has been holding up their own. So, the offense right now, get your shit together. Get your shit. AJ Brown is not making his case any better. I've seen constant clips now where he's literally just let off the foot on running routes. Bro, if you're going to call out the offense, if you're going to call out all this shit, then run a full route and actually give yourself a chance to go ahead and catch that ball and actually be like, this is the reason why you passed me the ball.
Yeah.
Because 2 weeks ago when he was running that go route and it was the last play of the game and they threw it over to him, he slowed up on that route too.
Put the brakes on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He could have easily caught that ball, would have been a touchdown. We were talking about a whole different scenario in that game. So, and this is also another thing, is that he continues to make some freaking random ass comments that he doesn't have to make. The comment the other day where they were asking him about, oh, do you think that you've lost a step since last year? And he says, well, I guess Saquon has lost a step too. Why in the hell are you looking at Saquon trying to bring him into this whole argument?
Right.
I don't care if you're sitting there trying to make a joke about it. That's not, no. You have to be real with yourself and know how the league perceives you. And the minute that you make a comment, guess what? It's going to be a headline.
That's not literally, but that's some throwing your player under the bus type of thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like, no, dude, just answer the question like a man. And I mean, sometimes that's the thing about with AJ is,
well, it seems like he caught himself because he's like, nah. He makes a comment about Saquon, and then he laughs or whatever, and he just diverts away from it. And I'm telling you, I'm over it now. This is really where I really want to get to. Will Compton, this is for you, my friend. Will Compton, during week 11, Will Compton was on Get Up. Time out. Actually, let me rewind. If you don't know who Will Compton is, former linebacker in the NFL, played for the Redskins, the Titans. Who else? Did he play for?
Falcons.
Falcons. So he was a journeyman. Hey, nothing against that, but journeyman. Um, he's on. He has this podcast with Taylor Lewan called "Busting It with the Boys." You know, pretty solid podcast. Um, but he's now also every single week, I believe it's every Wednesday or Thursday that he is on, or Thursday. Every single Thursday is on Get Up. During Week 11, Will Compton said the Eagles would be dominated by the Eagles by 3+ scores, and that the Eagles won't know what to do with the offensive weapons in Detroit. This week claims that the Lions were unprepared and were dressed for a winter game in Philly, and that the wind affected them. Claims the Eagles are going to go down to Dallas and are going to be dominated by the Cowboys because, once again, of their offensive weapons. I would respect him more if he actually did his research like us, knowing Jared Goff is god-awful outdoors.
Yeah. Going into that game, he should have. Yeah.
God-awful outdoors. Yeah. Look at his record. Look at the times that he's played outdoors. When it's even been in cold weather games as well, he is god-awful. So to say that, oh, it was the win, miss me with that bullshit. Completely miss me with that. So, you know, with his commentary every single freaking week, talking about the offensive weapons with last week against the Lions. I'm sorry. The only player, in my opinion, that actually affected the game in some shape or way is Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
Jamison Williams was locked down besides that one touchdown that he had. Amon-Ra St. Brown was locked down. And, okay, it could be put into argument. Who would you take, CD or Amon-Ra, George or Jamison, whatever it may be. Regardless of the fact, what have I talked about constantly on a way to improve a team? It's getting to the quarterback quick. It's getting the pass rush. Guess what? These boys are hungry. These boys are ready. And these boys are healthy. Nolan's back. I mean, Jalen's good. Jalen's doing his thing. He's been snapping since he's walked into since Philly, right? Now you have to worry about Jalen Carter. That's not going to be spitting on anybody this game, I'm pretty sure. So he's even ready to go ahead and go against Tyler Booker and all these other guys. So, Will Compton, if you want to have a discussion, I'm more than happy to have a discussion with you about the Eagles. If you want to go ahead and we can go ahead and do all this debating and whatnot. But please, when you're going to talk about the Eagles and you're talking about these teams that we're playing against and that you're sitting here making all these bold predictions, do your research before you sound like an idiot on national television. I digress.
Glad you got that out, buddy. This was like a therapy session for
Oh
you.
my gosh, dude.
And
I've been annoyed. Like it's
I understand.
I feel like and the minute that a team is winning, they get the red dot on their back. They get the target. Everybody wants to.
Since you guys won the Super Bowl, there's been a microscope on you guys.
Yeah.
And it's going to be there the whole year and until you're not relevant again. Because to a degree, not always in the same conversations and the same point of views that they're given like they do to the Eagles, but it's the same thing where like the Chiefs are always a topic of discussion, and like right now is London Bridge falling down, you know, already from Thursday, the Bills, like whenever, to your point, whenever you are a top tier team, no one looks for anything more than to tear you down.
Yep.
It's just the truth about it. So, to your point, a win's a win. You guys are at the top right now. Whether elements are in the equation or not, I mean, again, a win's a win. So, this week is very fun. It's going to be a very fun game, I think, for more than one reason. For a lot of what you're saying as a fan and whatnot, another opportunity to kind of showcase, to get it done. And I just think from kind of what you were saying, a lot of, obviously it's the Cowboys and the Eagles, but there's definitely, to me, feels like more tension from that first game. Like, you know what I mean? Like both teams like almost like this is the real game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by that? Like, just because the whole thing with Jalen Carter missing and things like that, this is legitimately a playoff game. And to Will's point, Dallas offense is very good, and I have a lot of respect for those receivers out there. Javonte Williams not having a bad year, but on the flip side too, you guys are shutting teams down, and it's what I think we were saying last week, and it's what we're going to continue to say. If you guys figure out your offense even just a smidge, even just a little more, where you guys can put 20 plus up on the board, you guys are going to be a load to deal with. Like, holy crap. Like, so the fact that you've been able to win games the way that you have without that says a lot about your team. Now, I agree more than obviously like AJ and his, but everything you were saying is completely accurate. It does fall on KP and honestly Sirianni too. Like, to your point, I want to see much more. Dude, you're a Super Bowl winning coach.
Yeah.
Time for you to take control.
Yeah.
All right. Was it the players that got you the Super Bowl, or did you have a hand in it too? Right? Because that's what I want to see now. I want to see him take control of the ship, kind of like in a way like Dan Campbell did. Right? He's like, you know what? No, that shit ain't good enough. I'm calling the plays.
Yep.
I want that same confidence from Sirianni if I'm an Eagles fan.
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
So those are just kind of my 2 cents with it. I mean, I agree with a lot you're saying. I mean, the scope's on you guys, and unfortunately, it's going to continue to be, and it's just up to your guys to continuously prove them wrong.
This is where I'll also end it at. Cowboys are right now. They are leading, or not leading the league, but they're in the bottom third of the league when it comes to their defense. So they're allowing at least 250 yards passing and at least 170 yards rushing. 130 yards rushing. 250 yards passing. So if there's a game that Kevin Patullo is to look at to say this is the game that we can
get right,
we can solidify ourselves as an actual contender, quiet the doubters and all that stuff. This is that game.
I'm with you 100%.
Gosh, man, I need another one.
I'll drink one with you. There you go.
Don't piss me off when it comes to the freaking Eagles. Goodness gracious, I don't play about mine. All right. Let's move on. I'm done with I'm done talking about that now. Give us what you got on the Titans.
Yeah, so the Tennessee, the interesting thing is we're going to touch on this kind of right after, spoiler alert, but we're going to touch on the Buffalo Texans game. But the week before the Titans played them. And with the Titans game, the Titans lost by 3 points. Came down to a last-second field goal. Now, I understand Davis Mills was playing, but he also was playing Thursday. He's played for the last 3 weeks. And I'm not sitting here saying I think the Titans are some good team, but you know what? They had some freaking fight in them. Do we need to put more points on the board? Yes, but this is the best the team has looked all year, in my opinion. Putting up that fight against that defense too, right? So being able just to at least make it a close game made me feel good in that coming out of the bye, there was somewhat of a shift.
Yeah.
And with that shift is Cam Ward, right? There was definitely some misses. Misses.
My dog's over here, guys, and he just
destroyed the TV.
Oh. You keep talking. This is why our podcast is very organic and natural, because we just go about it. We just do our thing.
So Cam Ward, and he looked a lot better. He was making a lot better reads. There was 1 or 2 plays that he did miss, and they would have been maybe touchdowns. But my point is, where I want to bring this up is last year, Drake May. He was written off all season, and then he was doing the little things towards the end that if you're a real football guy, you were like, he's learning, he's running, he's using his legs, he's making the reads, he's making better throws. And if you look at the stats, it didn't show up. But then now you see this year who he is and what this team's an 8-2 team. He's leading them to potentially have him be, first place in that division. And it just gives me a little glimmer of hope if Cam Ward can continue to kind of show those flashes. If he can clean up those little things, it doesn't need to turn the winds this year.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Can we see a similar thing happen?
And I've said that. I mean, I think the criticism towards Cam Ward is a little bit unwarranted because, like, you can't really gauge or grade him this year with everything that happened. I mean, I don't know if you would agree, but I don't think you guys really went into the offseason like building the offense around him, you know? Meaning, like, you got Calvin Ridley, but that was about
that was it.
Like,
We drafted
there was really nothing else. And I think, like, going into this offseason, it has to be an overhaul of just, like, we need to try to get the best player at every single position. It doesn't matter if it's in draft or veterans. You know, and I'm not saying get the best player out there. Like, I'm saying, like, the best one available that fits with the team, you know? Things like that. Yeah, I think Cam Ward is actually a good quarterback. I do think he's a good quarterback. I've had this debate with one of my coworkers, and
yeah, he was probably lighting him up, but
he got a little butthurt because he said to me last week, he was like, "Oh, Cam Ward did so great, didn't he?" And I looked at him and I was like, "All right, dude." And it's like, okay, somebody's a little upset.
You know, I agree with you. You have to take what's happened with a grain of salt here because the line issues, because of the lack of talent on the outside. Now, the cool thing is, right, we have maybe first or second in cap coming up here. So we can make a lot of runs at some free agents here. We have a lot of draft picks coming up here. So between the two, you can build something. You got to find your coach, right? We got to find our coach. They got to be one and the same with him and Bergazzi.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the big thing there. But once you find that, let's build the team. Let's build the culture, right?
Yeah.
Let's build it through Cam Ward from the line out.
Yeah.
I like some of the young guys we have. They've shown us flashes, but now it's time to bring in more, right? Bring in the vets. Bring in the guys that can be immediate contributors. So with my Titans, that's kind of where I'm at. It's like if we want to set Cam Ward up to maybe have a Drake May type of sophomore year,
Mm-hmm.
we have to do the same thing the Patriots did. We got to be aggressive in the free agency market. We got to take shots, and we got to hit on our draft picks. Exhibit A, Trevion Henderson, right? They always knock you for taking the running backs too early. Well, you know what? It looks like they hit the nail on the head there because he looks like a phenomenal running back coming up here. So, Titans, follow the blueprint. It's no secret that Vrabel's a part of it. Let's go make Cam Ward the next Drake May.
So I have a couple of wish list items for the Titans.
Lay it on me.
My big wish list item, because this would actually be dangerous. You know, both of these guys on that offense together. George Pickens.
Oh, God.
Dallas is not going to be able to afford George Pickens.
We can.
Y'all definitely can. He's young. He grows with Cam Ward. He's on the other side of Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
George Pickens, I would like. Kenneth Walker is one that I have eyes for because of the fact that, like, I've said this earlier this week, Charbonnet has been given a lot more of those carries in the red zone. It doesn't. I have Kenneth Walker on my fantasy team. I haven't really seen huge splashes from him this season.
Yeah,
I wonder what their thoughts are with him going, after this year. And then another guy, depends on really if they want to get rid of him, but Isaiah Pacheco. Pacheco would be another one that I think could, deserve a fresh start somewhere. I mean, there's a lot of young running backs on this list.
I love the Kenneth Walker one because him and Charbonnet, I think we alluded to this weeks ago. They could be split it up. I mean, they both can be starters in this league, and I think that giving Charbonnet the keys in Seattle would be worthwhile. And then I think Kenneth Walker. I mean, we know that it's written on the wall. Tony Pollard is going to be gone after this year, so him and Spears would be a nice little combo. They're different backs. And
then another one here, Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts needs to go somewhere else. And I think
that'd be a great spot for us.
You guys need a tight end.
He can really be featured with us.
I know Ngakoue is good, but it's done well for you guys. But
I think his days with us are going to be done too.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think Kyle Pitts deserves a fresh start somewhere. So, big wish list item for the Tennessee Titans is George Pickens.
Hell yeah.
Second is Kenneth Walker, and third is Kyle Pitts. Obviously, we're just focusing on offense because of the fact that that's what they need right now.
Fugazi, come on, man.
Yeah,
please.
I mean, let me see. Defensively, stat wise, let me see where you guys are at. I mean,
we definitely need an overhaul in that. The first and foremost, we need to probably, if we have the first pick, we need an edge rusher.
Yeah, defensively, you guys are in about a quarter.
We traded away all our good secondary, so honestly, it's going to be a complete rebuild on that side of the football too. Defense is a little more easier to build out though. Like that's something like I'm fine with maybe bringing some free agents in and stuff like that. Yeah. So, and that's exactly what the Patriots did. I mean, literally. So I'm fine with that. I know it's a big task ahead, and it's not going to happen in 1 year.
No.
But next year.
But these are some items that we could very well see.
They could be a lot more competitive.
Yeah.
Play more competitive football. Be in the mix a little more instead of being in the mix for the top 3 picks. Right? Maybe we'll be in the mix to be in the bubble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And go after Joe Brady.
Yes, we talked about it. He's on my wish list as far as coaches go.
All right, third item today that we're going to talk about is this lovely.
That was an interesting game.
Buffalo. What are you doing? Buffalo. I mean, over the last few weeks, personally, I'm just like, do I want to take them seriously? And then I look at their record, and I'm like, okay, Buffalo is still 7-4.
Mm-hmm.
But
their losses have been bad.
They have been god awful. I'm just like, how do you gauge this team? What are your thoughts on them? Like with just everything that they've been going through this year.
I mean, if I'm really being honest, I think they're pretenders. I mean, they're up and down. How do you go from having Josh Allen having 6 total touchdowns to him not being able to barely score a single one? I mean, the defense and the special teams really did the job for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Getting them touchdowns. So I think they're pretenders. I mean, they're giving coaches decisions to bench Keon Coleman. I mean, he was a first or second round pick, right? So
supposedly he overslept or didn't even show up to practice or some type of thing on time, and
not a professional, man. He's not being a professional. No. Then that leaves him with what? Josh Palmer. I mean, Khalil Shakir's a good receiver, but he's a slot only.
Gabe Davis back there sitting here bringing the hype around again, which I'm like, Gabe Davis was great with them, but
boy, you dusted now. Yeah. You know, Kincaid's been in and out of the lineup, so I just think with that. And then their defense they can't get stops. I mean, they were saying the before this game, I think they let off 300 and some rushing yards the last 2 weeks. And to me, the Buffalo is really on the trajectory of going down. They're definitely gonna have some tougher games to play. Whereas the Texans, I have a little bit of a different outlook on them from last week when we were talking about them on the bubble. Maybe they have a little more of a shot than I thought. I mean, they're three wins with Davis Mills here in a row. Their defense, along with the Eagles, kind of looks like a top 3 defense.
Their defense is actually ranked as the best defense in the league.
Yeah.
They're only allowing 16 and a half points a game.
I mean, Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson is maybe the best combo in the league right now.
I mean, right now, they're 8th on the bubble. They're ranked 8th, and the Bills are at 6.
That was a big win for them.
Gosh, man,
that was a huge swing.
But what the hell? How are the Bills still in the middle of this? This is crazy.
Well,
their division also is just.
I was going to say the Jets and the Dolphins have helped their case a little bit, but they're going to pay. How many times they haven't played the Patriots yet this year? Have they?
Did. They lost to the Patriots, Week 5, 20-23. To your point, though, if the college football committee was looking at the Bills would not be ranked.
No.
Because you have a loss against the Atlanta Falcons, and then you have a loss against the Miami Dolphins, which was a blowout.
That's right. They got routed.
Blowout.
Yeah.
and then you lose to the Texans. So
It was just up and down, up and down.
very up and down. Their wins. I mean, you can say Tampa's been a good. That was a good dub.
That was a good dub. Kansas City, they got the dub, but like some of these other teams, it's just been like you should have won.
Some of these other teams. I mean, week 1 against the Ravens.
That was a great game.
That was a good game. 41-40. But the rest of the season, I mean, you got the Jets on here, you got the Dolphins, the Saints.
Yeah,
I mean,
they should have.
Panthers. Panthers are doing a little bit better than which we'll talk about later. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just not. To your point, I'm treating them as pretenders as well. It's unfortunate that this is happening again and again and again every single season. I want to root for the Bills and I want to see them do well, but at the same time, I'm just like, I can't sit there and
they're flawed.
I won't put my money on them. I tell you that much.
They're very flawed. I truly think the Patriots are just a better team than them, and I think they may have met their match this year for the division.
Mm-hmm. Side note: this Green Bay Packers logo is so ugly.
Yeah, that is ugly.
GB with the just brown. It's ugly.
It looks made up. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, huge win for the Texans. I mean, Demetrius Ryans, he's a
Nico.
He's a great coach. I mean, to do what he's doing with Davis Mills is very nice. Now, let me ask you the question: is C.J. Stroud? Do you go back to him when he's ready, or do you say we've been winning? Let's just ride it out right now?
To your point there, which I feel like everybody just wants to start something.
The video.
Yeah, the video of him just being in the corner, and they were like, he looks like he just woke up, and he's looking at his baby mama like, man, why do you got the family over here?
Yeah, it's literally. Now, he did not look happy.
I will say, a part of me will say they got to ride the hot hand. I also think it's only because of the fact that, like, in my opinion, they're not winning. They're not competing for like the Super Bowl. They will, if they get into the playoffs, they'll contend. They'll be able to fight and play well. But the hot hand right now is Davis Mills, and I feel like if Stroud comes in there and shits the bed, you're just gonna have a bunch of people starting to look at D'Amico like, yo, what are we doing here?
What are we doing here?
Like we had everything going for us, and then now you took him out, and now it's going downhill again. I don't think it would happen like that. I think I think C.J. Stroud is actually a pretty solid quarterback. But yeah, that's a good question. I think that they would have to ride the hot hand for sure.
I tend to agree with you. I mean, it wasn't like C.J. was dazzling us before he got hurt. I mean, it's been a rough go for them in that offense.
This season, he was definitely not been the same.
It's the offensive line, but at the same time, it's like Davis Mills is playing with the same offensive
line. I was
going
to say, Davis Mills is playing with the same offensive line and is
so
winning.
It's like,
so
you can't really use that as an excuse anymore.
Yeah, it's the way that he's playing. Like, I don't know. Is he holding the ball too long? Because I've heard that as well.
That's definitely because the other night, that was something I'll give Davis Mills a lot of credit, which if you go back to look at the tape the past few years, he's very decisive.
Yeah.
He's making this quick throws. He knows he's making his reads.
Yeah.
I mean, Nico Collins only had 3 targets, which you want to see more of, but he found the matchup with Higgins, and he exposed it, and so I'm with you. I think you have to ride the hot hand right now, the way the defense is playing. I mean, it's just been good complementary football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, let's go on to our games of the week here. Dags, you are up first. What do you got here for us?
So, yeah, it's one of the games that we've been circling on the calendar for a hot minute now, and that is the Indianapolis Colts at the Kansas City Chiefs. I think this is a big game for both teams for different reasons, obviously. And the Colts, they're 8-2. Notable wins are over Denver and the Chargers. Notable losses is versus Pitt and the Rams. So I think this is a big game for them to solidify themselves as a household name this year. Even though the Chiefs are 5-5, to say that you beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead would be a huge win for morale, I'd say. So that's the question here. Can they beat the real competition here? That's kind of been the test. They lost to the Rams. Pittsburgh, I wouldn't say is competition, but kind of sleeping at the wheel. So this is a true test for them, if you ask me. Now, Jonathan Taylor playing like the offensive player of the year potentially, 1,100 yards and counting, 17 total touchdowns. I mean, just phenomenal work from him. And then Dan Jones playing his best football of his career. He has 15 touchdowns through the air, 5 on the ground, so 20 total. I didn't realize he had that many on the ground. So, and he's limiting his turnovers more than he ever has. So, great receiving core. It seems like this, with Warren and Pittman, someone else is stepping up each time there. Josh Downs and company, and then their defense. We've talked about it. They've been able to stop the run, which is going to bode well for them versus Chiefs team that's had trouble getting the run going here. Don't have a true one this year at all at the running back position. Pass and defense is getting better. Brought in Sauce Gardner or whatnot. Now, the big loss for them is DeForest Buckner in the interior. He's on the IR. I think he went on IR starting last week. So that is something to look out for. But I like where they are in coming into this game. And then with Kansas City, they just lost to Denver coming out of the bye, right? The whole Andy Reid off a bye failed us last week. They are now 5-5. It's the worst start in the Mahomes era, all right? So it felt like they were going up, right? We were like, okay, this is going to be what they normally do, and then they're going to turn it on. Well, they fell on their face last game, all right? It's hard to judge how they're going to be the rest of the year, I'd say. Kind of like the Bills in a way, except I do think they're better built on the offensive end, right? Rashee Rice is one of the best receivers in the league. I think he'll have a bounce back week this week. Kelsey's been getting more engaged, it seems like. Receivers aren't the problem, right? It's like I said, they can't run the football. They have Brashard Smith, Kareem Hunt, and then Pacheco if he's hurt. But if I'm being really frank with you, this running back room just stinks.
Yeah,
it's just
horrible.
not good. I mean, Hunt is very touchdown dependent. That's the only reason why he's been relevant the last few weeks here. Now, the defense, I'd say, is going to have to earn them a win, right? They're going to have to shut down the Colts, kind of like that's how you've beaten the Colts. That's how the Steelers beat the Colts. You got to get to the quarterback, force turnovers to shut them down. So I think Jones and company, they're going to really have to show up for this win here.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to be able to run the ball. So injuries coming into this has been Pacheco. He was limited. Worthy was limited. Everyone here has been limited. Daniel Jones with a calf injury. They all should be a go, I'm thinking. But it's going to be a really good game. And I think, like I said, it's important for different reasons. Chiefs really just need a desperate win. And I think the Colts need to just kind of shut down the haters here that have been saying they haven't been legit.
Yeah. No, and we've been talking about this game for several weeks now, and it's funny because last week on NFL Countdown they were talking about this weekend's games, and they were like, "Who would have been thinking that we would have been talking about the Colts and the Chiefs as a primetime game?" And I'm like, we talked about that.
We said it first.
We talked about that for weeks
ago.
now.
Weeks ago,
literally when we talked about the schedule. So this has been something that we have circled. I'm looking forward to that game. And me, looking at the Colts of this year is like I'm actually really happy with how they've been playing. I'm like, let's go Colts. Let's go Colts.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. My game that I got going on this week is the Panthers versus the 49ers. So, Panthers shockingly have been keeping themselves in the talks of getting into the playoffs. They're 6-5 right now, second in the NFC South. So, take that as you wish because the NFC South is between them, the Bucks, Falcons,
Saints.
Yeah. Falcons and Saints are pretty much they're
out of the
done.
mix.
Yeah, they're out of the mix at this rate. So with these two teams, playoff stakes are definitely high for both of the clubs right now. Carolina sits at 6-5, like I mentioned, is above 500 for the first time in several years, while San Francisco is 7-4. They've been constantly keeping themselves in this fight of getting into the playoffs. Now that Brock Purdy's back, Brock Purdy had himself a great game last week. I also think that he was just like, wait a second, while we're talking about Mac Jones, I'm here to show y'all what I'm going to do.
Sit down, little guy.
Yeah, exactly. Bryce Young, though, he had himself a great week last week. 448 passing yards. So this is his big moment to prove to his team that he can win, big games against big top opponents and help this team get into the playoffs. San Fran has some health concerns right now. The biggest thing is obviously Tatum Bethune is currently hurt, and then also kicker Eddie Pinheiro is questionable. So both of those things could impact momentum. With his game, I think it's going to come down to Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey being able to dice up the Carolina defense. The Carolina that's going to be the biggest their biggest matchup this week. It's going to be the defense versus that offense. But like I mentioned, Carolina has been better than a lot of people have been expected. 49ers home record and spread favor them strongly as they're 7-point favorites. This is going to be a good game. Right now, the Panthers are ranked 9th, so they are just right outside of it. They're right on the bubble to get into the playoffs, while the Niners, they are 7th. So Niners lose.
Big game.
This could propel the Panthers to taking that Niners spot. Side note, right now the Lions are out of on the bubble.
See that.
Which is, it's all going back to the Bears.
The Bears
and the
are
Packers.
number 3. That is something. Did you even realize that?
Yeah, I saw. So I saw it this past week, and every time I heard on ESPN that the Lions are right now out on the outside looking in, I was like, wow. Would not have thought that we would be saying that right now.
I still hold. You know why I'm saying that is because I still am angry at the Bears for blowing that win versus the Ravens weeks ago. Remember, we were like, yeah, money line.
They could have been, very well. It could have been 8-2.
I know. Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
That's that division, man. Jesus Christ.
So this weekend's going to be a great another great weekend of football.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we could have went with the Monday night matchup.
This is the Monday night.
I'm sorry, not the Monday night matchup. The Sunday night matchup with Tampa Bay and the Rams. Because that was the one I was looking at. I was like,
I was too.
Bucks or Rams or.
But we've literally had these circled on the calendar, and I'm like,
we talked about both of these last week too. So I felt like it's best to go into this week. Definitely have these as our games of the week. So no, I'm excited for it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
So going into our upset alert segue. What you got for us, Negs?
Yeah, this is a perfect transition because I got Carolina over San Fran for a lot of the reasons we were saying. I think Bryce Young is playing better than people are giving him credit for. Last game, coming back and winning that overtime versus the Falcons, I think was a huge morale booster for him, and I think we're going to see it carry over into this game versus San Fran prime time. I think this is the game. This is the game that he's going to show everyone that, look, you didn't take me first overall for no reason. I'm going to come out, I'm going to win this game and see if I can get us out of the bubble here and maybe into that 7 spot and keep churning here. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think he's been hearing a lot of Brock Purdy this week, maybe not getting enough credit for the win that he got last week. Like you mentioned, over 400 yards, right?
Yeah, 448 yards.
So I'm going to take Carolina. I'm going to take them in this game, Monday Night Showdown.
Nice. I like that. I am going with Mr. Cool man himself, Joe Burrow, coming back. Bengals over Patriots, even though Jamar Chase is a freaking idiot for doing what he did and lying to the whole entire media, making himself look stupid. Stupid. I'm sorry, for every NFL player, bro, if you did not learn your lesson after week 1.
I mean, that is very true. I didn't even think about that.
To do that to Jalen Ramsey, I personally would not be doing that to someone who is on their way out. He is like closer to retirement, so he is ready to. He's like, I don't give a damn.
I got nothing to lose.
I got nothing to lose. Like I've done already what I've been able to do. So,
just a bad look from Chase.
Bad look at overall from Jamar Chase. But I do have the Bengals over the Patriots. This is going to be a good game. Patriots do have a really good defense, but the Bengals, when Joe is in there, they've been very, very, very like sound on that offensive side.
Should we cool?
This is going to be a big game for T. Higgins.
Yeah.
He's gonna probably go off. So I'm excited for it. That's my upset of the week for this week.
T. Higgins legacy game, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Hey, now give him a little bit more than 150. Let's do 180. Let's do 180.
180. Buck 80.
All right, let's go into our rapid fire this week. Give us an update on the records.
So last week we had a lot of fun because we went against each other a lot. We did not have a lot of agreements, a handful that we did not agree on. So the record from week 11 was a 7-7 from yourself to my 8-6. So I got you by a game again, which puts me 2 games up on you, 74-51 and 76-49.
Oh,
so
that's funny.
not too much more ground made up as we thought.
Yeah.
I was like going through the week. I was trying to like remember like before like I checked like on Sunday, and I'm like, wait a minute, like am I getting this one? He's getting that one. I'm like, but it wasn't as fruitful as we were hoping.
That's funny. All right. Well, first game of the week that we have here is Steelers against the Bears.
Yeah, I got Chicago.
I got the Bears as well. Patriots against the Bengals.
I got New England.
I got the Bengals. Okay. Giants against the Lions.
I got the Lions.
Vikings against the Packers.
I got the Packers.
I have the Packers on this one.
Hesitation.
I was hesitant, but at the same time, J.J. McCarthy is not.
He does not look good.
No, he does not look good at all. Seahawks against Titans.
Seattle.
I got the Seattle Seahawks as well. Colts against the Chiefs.
I got the Colts.
I got the Colts.
Yeah.
I'm riding Colts on this one. Jets against the Ravens.
Ravens, gimme.
Yep, Ravens as well. Browns against Vegas.
I got Vegas.
I got the Browns.
That's going to be a clash of the toilets.
I was going to say it's a trash can game, but let's go Shador.
True.
Jags against the Cards.
I got Jacksonville.
I got Jacksonville as well. Birds against the Cowgirls.
I got Philly.
I got Birds. Go Birds! Falcons against the Saints.
I got New Orleans.
Yeah, I'm going New Orleans. I can't sit there and put my trust against with Kirk Cousins now. Tampa Bay against the Rams.
I got the Rams.
I got the Rams. And then Carolina against San Francisco.
I got Carolina.
I got Carolina on this one as well. Oh. So we got a lot of these that we are agreeing on. A couple that we are deferring against each other on. But another great week of some good football.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's go into our fantasy segment. What you got for us, my guy?
So today I got sleepers for you because a lot of the trade deadlines are, I think, pretty much over today. Some of them end the 26th, depending on your league here. So these are sleepers, guys that maybe you could target that might still be on the free agency for you, so the waiver wire. I'm not saying they're going to be huge contributors, but they could be spot starts in certain situations maybe through the rest of the year here. So number one is Emmanuel Wilson, who is probably the hottest person on the waiver wire this week here. The reason...
Yeah, so, also... in our league, and if you're listening to this, F you if you got Emmanuel Wilson. Because I tried to get him.
I did too.
And no, I'm one of the worst teams in the freaking league. But I still have at least a 5% chance to get to the playoffs. Just give me a freaking chance to get... All right, anyways. I'll let you go. Sorry.
No, he was the number one added guy. Why? Because he was a workhorse when Jacobs went out. 71% of snaps, 59% route to run. That's essentially what Jacobs has. He's a 3-down back. Great opportunity. He is a stash. So if Jacobs out this week, great start. If he's not, hold him because Jacobs is banged up now. So maybe he'll be out eventually. Number two, I have Adonai Mitchell on the Jets. He got traded recently at the deadline to the Jets, and I really liked what I saw from him in getting open and creating space for himself. He had 104 air yards on 6 targets there. They were definitely trying to feed him the ball. He seems like with Wilson out, he's the most talented receiver there. I think by default, his role is a good one now, and he's someone that you could see maybe show some flashes here. So keep an eye on him if you want to stash him on your bench.
Nice.
Number 3, I have Patrick Bryant from the Denver Broncos. He has week by week saw more and more work. Last week saw the most, 61% of routes, and that turned 6 targets into 82 yards. So he's a nice deep threat, a nice option for Knicks now. Him and Franklin have really come into their own here. So he's found his role. I think, again, he's worth a grab, and he could be a flex play even already at this point because of his, the way he's involved now. Number 4 is kind of a blast from the past, Isaiah Hodgins, right? He was kind of relevant maybe about 2 years ago on the Giants. Well, they had a reunion, and now because of his player profile and their injuries, he's playing pretty well. He's got 81% of routes last week, 6 targets, team high, 57 yards. He's another guy, if you need a receiver in a deep league, I don't hate him as an option. He's shown ability over the years to earn targets, so I think just with Jameis Winston at the helm, even if Dart comes back, that bodes well for him, right? So I like that as a late season stash. And then lastly, I have A.J. Barner, who had a hell of a week last week for the Seattle Seahawks. He is definitely that one now in the tight end spot. 11 targets, 10 catches, 78% routes run. That amounted to 70 yards last week. So pretty solid stuff there. They have a high-powered offense. He was a former quarterback back, I think, in high school, a little bit in college. Super athletic profile. So I like him as a rest of the season. If maybe you had a guy like Kraft out for the year here now, right? He could be an option for you going forward here. So, again, these are all sleepers. I'm not saying that these are, going to break the bank for you. But when you're in a pinch, these are guys you can consider.
Yeah. Stash them up into your league, especially if you're making the playoffs. Could be somebody that is,
next man up mentality.
Exactly. If one player's hurt, you just throw him in there and you just ride the wave, get those points at least. It could be a matter of winning the playoff game by like 3 points and that one tight end just having 4 points for you.
Exactly. 100%.
So
literally.
It's good. I like that. All right. Well, with Dags helping you guys out with winning your fantasy leagues, I'm going to hopefully get you guys a little bit richer this week. So with this, I have our spreads this week of the games that I'm going to go ahead and choose for the betting spotlight. So first game I have here is Detroit minus 12.5 over the Giants. I don't think Detroit loses back-to-back weeks. Giants, they do get Jackson Dart back, but Detroit, I think, like I said, they try to solidify themselves, especially hearing that they're out they're on the bubble outside looking in the playoffs. They're going to try to claw back in. Seattle, I got minus 13.5 over the Titans. Sorry, bud.
That's a great bet.
Bengals, I got 7.5 versus the Patriots. Even if they lose, I do think that they cover that 7.5 line, so that'll be a good one. I have the Colts 3.5 versus the Chiefs. I don't think the Colts lose this game, but even if they do, once again, I still think that their defense is respectable enough to hold that Chiefs lackluster offense. So I think that 3.5 is plus 3.5 is a good bet. Jags minus 2.5 versus the Cards.
Oh.
And then the Birds minus 3 versus the Cowboys. $10 gets you $4.58. So this is another solid little bet here for you. I'm looking forward to this weekend, man. I'm hoping that I'm hoping for the Eagles. I just hope that we get into the swing of things when it comes to just this offense finally clicking. I would love for a week of just the media to shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up when it comes to just like criticizing this damn Eagles team, and just for 1 week, just shut up, please. Just shut up.
Well, my call for the game is I think that Saquon Barkley is going to have a huge game. I think he's going to have over 100 yards from scrimmage.
I like that.
Maybe 2 touchdowns potentially. I think he's going to get very involved. I think they, for one, need him, and then 2, because of the matchup, I think he's going to do really well versus that matchup.
I mean, if I'm him, I'm taking those words from AJ, and I'm like, okay.
I lost a step? Okay, let me show you something, buddy.
Like, I love you still, but guess what? Now I'm about to shut you the fuck up too.
Because he's probably like, dude, why are you bringing me into this?
Bro.
I'm doing my job.
At first when I heard it, I was like, okay, it's not a big deal. He's joking. But then I'm thinking to myself, you could have just easily said whatever. anything else at that time, and you decided to attack Saquon.
Like, no, I didn't lose a step. Next question.
Exactly.
It's that simple, brother.
But once again, I digress. Hey, guys, I don't know if you noticed, but got a little
He's eagled out, guys.
eagled out. This hat is actually from my guy Sadiq over in California. Sadiq, my guy, I've known Sadiq since we were, I was 19, he was 18 years old, senior week. Man's doing his thing out in LA. He is a personal trainer, but also the one of the models, fitness models for Young LA and also Ghost. Well, my guy has a great brand. It's called In Shape LA. So this is one of the hats that he has a part of his brand. He is going to be relaunching soon, but give him a follow. There's some good hats that he has on his page. I've worn a few over these past few weeks in this episodes as well. So, but no, I'm looking forward to this weekend, man. So,
oh yeah,
let's end it like we normally do. Cheers, buddy. Surfside, holler at us.
Come on, brother. We need you.
And that's a wrap.